trying to do to seniors. Push them into private plans, make them pay more, probably not even have access to
that's the
a
rhetoric.
healthcare plan.
You want to see why the irony, it's unbelievable. You want to talk about denying access? The President Obama's plan puts a 15-panel bureaucratic panel together to decide what the health care is going to be. Republicans are dead against that. We do not want bureaucrats in Washington deciding what our seniors can and cannot have. We want to have the patient-doctor relationship forever. And our Medicare plan, by the way, is backed by the federal government. It's not a voucher system. We're not putting off seniors, and it doesn't even affect anyone that's 55 or over.
Listen,
it's rhetoric.
Listen, Medicare actually already decides what group of procedures and things seniors will have. And you know what? They actually like that plan.
So Congresswoman, let me just stop you. Let me interject a minute here.
We have somebody deciding
There's no panel in Washington that decides what they can get now. That's what Obamacare does. A 15-person panel, which will definitely ration care.
There are less people deciding right now what's in Medicare. And guess what? They're doing a good job.
So, Congresswoman, even if we buy your argument, even if we buy the argument that the reason that the underdog won last night is because of Medicare, even if we buy your argument that people like Medicare the way it is, for example, there's an ad out right now showing Paul Ryan pushing an elderly woman in a wheelchair off a cliff. This money for this ad was from the Agenda Project. I'm going to go back to my original question. Can you push too hard on this? Do you have to demonize Republicans to make your point?
No, we just have to tell people what they actually did. What they actually did was vote to make health care less accessible to seniors and make it more costly. That's actually what the Ryan plan does.
Obamacare changed Medicare as we know it. It is going to make it less accessible.
The benefits.
And one thing I haven't heard my colleague mention at all, and I would love for you to ask, how are we going to deal with the fact that it's going broke? Everyone from the CBO to the trustees of Medicare is saying it's going broke. My colleague has no answers. At least Republicans are brave enough to put a plan on the table.
Quick answer, because we have to go. Congresswoman Sanchez?
It's not a perfect plan, but it's a starting point.
Look, when you are voting here, are voting to not make companies pay taxes if they send jobs overseas.
Absolutely
not true.
You are
voting to give millions of to allow millions of bonuses to be given to Wall Street bankers.
If I may.
We've got to let that be the last word. But to be continued. Certainly to be continued. Two sides of the aisle, two sides of the country. Always an interesting debate. Representative Sanchez and Grimm, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Meantime, their colleague, Congresswoman Gabby